F1-E arrives at Monaco for the fourth round of the 2021 series. And the big news was, despite the fact this was the first round of the European season, none of the 10 teams actually brought any upgrades. The big reason for this is that that Red Bull had announced that they were bringing their engine, their new engine that they'd been building out of parts of the old Honda Aston Martin engine, would be brought to the Italian Grand Prix the following round. And the big four teams were partly worried that Red Bull would be able to catch them up in terms of pace, especially Porsche, who lack a little bit of pace compared to the top big three teams. Jaguar, meanwhile, that have said they are also planning to bring a new big engine upgrade to the Italian Grand Prix. They say that despite the fact that they feel that they have gained some engine performance when they fixed their engine at Mexico, it's still not great. And hopefully the data that they have gained from themselves and Red Bull will be enough to take them into the midfield fight with the likes of Ferrari and co. Meanwhile, Porsche had to settle a dispute between their two drivers. Perez felt that he was pushed off the track at Canada the previous round, and felt that Wehrlein should apologise. Porsche said that they view the situation as a racing incident and have told their drivers to move on, and hopefully they can move on into getting the team some more points. Stoffel Van Dorn, though, took pole, his second pole, had another front load lockout for the Mercedes team. Daniel Ricciardo gets his best result of the season on qualifying of the season. He starts P3. George Russell is alongside in P4. Pete Thompson starts 5th. Sergio Perez, with his best qualifying performance of the season, starts 6th for Porsche. Vettel only 7th. Wehrlein 8th. Verstappen starts 9th, and Alonso wants to get in the top 10, or they will be able to get his first points. We'll have to wait and see. Lando Norris starts 11th for Red Bull. Charles Leclerc starts 12th. A great qualifying for Yuki Tsunoda in 13th place as well, to get that dragon higher up ahead of Carlos Sainz and Mick Schumacher, and even Esteban Ocon in the Alpine, a lowly 16th for Ocon. Gasly has also had a woeful qualifying in 17th De Vries. Bottas and Seti Camara round out the grid for today's Monaco Grand Prix. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of the F1-E mod, episode number 4 of the 2021 season, season 3 of this series. If you have missed the previous video at Canada, then I recommend go and check them out. There's a link to the playlist for this series in the description below, and also subscribe if you are new to the channel to see plenty more episodes of the F1-E mod. I am getting closer to 400 subscribers, so if you have not yet subscribed, then please do. It massively helps me out sustaining the channel for the future. But yes, second race this week at Monaco. Obviously we're hoping to improve on the P4 that we managed to get on Tuesday's driver career mode video. If you haven't checked that out, then I recommend you do that as well. There was also a link to that playlist as well in the description below, I should point out. But we'll see, we're P5, so we've got a good chance. The McLaren is a lot better than the Ferrari that we're driving on Tuesday. Race strategy is a bit iffy, because I do not like 30 laps on hard tyres. We do not. I don't think anybody's actually been that long on hard tyres. I think that we might have the pace to do the 2-stop. I'm worried that those soft tyres. I mean, look at the tyre thing line. It's going to go up to 100%. We'll see though. I don't know if that's going to be if that's going to work or not, but. We'll see if that's a strategy. If there is a safety car though, I think we can prolong the soft tyres and then do the 1-stop. So that's my thinking. Maybe trying to stretch the soft. If we can stretch the soft tyres, then I will do the 1-stop onto hards. I'm not really a fan of doing the 1-stop because it's just you're just going to be losing pace on those hards. But obviously track position is everything around here. But anyway, to the race then. 5 red lights come on and away we go, and it's a good start, better than Russell on the left hand side. Me breezed past him into turn 4. Ricciardo having a go at Hamilton Ricciardo up the hill and he's into P2 as we watch our race leader Stoffel Vandoorne. He gets away well. Vandoorne needs those points, of course, after retiring at the previous races. I think that's Wehrlein has been assassinated by Vettel. These two have been fighting for podiums. No, he hasn't been assassinated. I stand correctly. Wehrlein's just pushed it himself into the wall, and I don't know what the AI were doing there. So that brought out a safety car, basically, for the carnage at the lowest hairpin. Esteban Ocon, that wasn't the Alpine on screen, by the way, was one of the man there. As we watched briefly there, Yuki Tsunoda is already into the points as we got very close to the back of Lewis Hamilton there in the second Mercedes. But a safety car is coming in at the end of lap number 4, so we have 4 laps of safety car. Quite a long safety car stint for this game, but we took a little bit of look around the outside of Raskas. Of course, can't overtake just yet. Monaco has got the worst as Hamilton's pulling over.
The track is clear. Green flag.
Hamilton is so on the safety car restart. We thought that Hamilton, he looked fine, and then is that a gearbox issue? He's got no plume or smoke or anything. It looks, I reckon that's a gearbox issue. I'm not being able to change out a second. So as we jump on board with ourselves a few laps later, we now got, as we did in Canada, George Russell. The Aston Martin looks like it has a little bit extra race pace than it does. We jump to lap 10 now. We're coming into the pits. 70% tyre wear on the rears. This is what I feared. Like, you can see the graining visibly on screen on the front left. That's how bad it is. Hards are going on. We're going to do, as I said, we're doing the 1 stop because the safety car was out for so long. It's not worth doing the 2 stop here. Doing the 1 stop, really, we should be able to breeze past. Really, we are going to lose, but by going longer, however, we have been fallen susceptible to the undercut strategy, and George Russell has got ahead of us now. As we watch Vandoorne, the traffic is starting to come into play now. Vandoorne is stuck behind Sergio Sette-Camara in the other Dragon. He's stuck behind, I believe that is Gasly. He's not had, since he had that that retirement in Canada, is not doing that great in the DS Cheetah. As we dive it down the inside of Russell, asleep behind the Jaguar car. I think that's Bottas, who's had not a great race. Just like in real life. And interestingly, well, we haven't seen what Wehrlein's doing, but obviously because he's out, but Perez, I think he's doing a 1 stop, but he's doing the soft to medium strategy. So Porsche, their low tyre wear is giving them another advantage as we do the same moves that we did to Russell on Bottas, force him out into the and at the bottom end, on the approach to the tunnel, Russell is going to get past Bottas, and unlike in real life, those two don't collide, and Russell is up another position. But we do need to make sure we keep ahead of Russell. As we dive down the inside now, Daniel Ricciardo, who's asleep behind Sette-Camara, and we move up into P10. I believe one of the Ferraris is in the lead. We'll take a quick look at that in a minute. It's quite a nice move down the inside of Ricciardo. Now we're on the back of Sette-Camara into the tunnel here. The Dragon car, of course, the Renault isn't as fast as the Porsche engine. We're going to dive down the inside. Almost missing the braking there. We almost went far too deep. Had far too much exit speed there with the toe there. And almost struggled to get the car stopped. Fortunately, Sette-Camara saw that I was coming and lifted out. And otherwise that would have been a nasty accident, as indeed one of the Ferraris, it's the home favourite Charles Leclerc who leads on the 1 stop from medium to hards as opposed to the soft to hard strategy. We'll see where he comes out as he comes in. As we're watching now, Vandoorne is siding with the traffic. Vandoorne's doing the 2 stops, so obviously Mercedes still have flashbacks from Mexico where Vandoorne had that slow puncher and had to pit on the last lap, as Russell now is out of the race again with an engine failure this time. 2 retirements in 2 races for George. He's not going to be happy with that, as his engine goes up with the bar. We're down to 16 runners actually, so we now catch up to the rear of the Red Bulls. I think it's Verstappen first. We dive down the inside, same position, and now we're on the back of the of Lando Norris. This time we're going to the outside in this corner. Norris going to give us the room. No, he sort of clips the inside barrier there. We have to cut the corner slightly, but we do move up into P7. So watching, everybody's now made their stops. Yuki Tsunoda has just come out ahead of Sergio Perez. So Perez is behind our group because he did the overcut by a long way, but his tyres, of course, obviously we're all pressure runner. And Charles Leclerc has come out behind us in P2, so we have the lead. Van Dorn's made his second stop at this point. Leclerc's having a dive down the inside. We try and give him the room, but there's contact with Leclerc. I gave him as much room as I possibly could without cutting the corner there. He got a bit twitchy there. Couldn't make his mind up if he was going for it or not. In the tight exit speed, but he made contact, and unfortunately for Charles, he's got front wing damage, and that means he's going to have to come into the pits. No way you can get away with that around Monaco. He's coming into the pits, and that's a chance of a rare podium for Ferrari is over, as we're now being caught by Ricciardo, who's starting to catch us up here, and Sebastian Vettel in the one remaining Aston Martin. But of course, this is Monaco. We're not really going to be worried too much about them. Again, out of the tunnel, as Tsunoda now with Leclerc's pit stop. Tsunoda's up into P4. The Dragon hasn't been this high for years. Well, since I was driving for them at the end of last season, at the start of last season, when they were with Porsche. As Sainz is now behind that in 7th place, and then Nick De Vries is in 8th place ahead of the 2 DS cheaters, and obviously Leclerc now is starting to make his way back through the grid. As tyre wear is getting a bit extreme. This is why I wanted the 2 stop. As you can see there, the graining on the front left is pretty bad. You can see the demarcation in the tyre on screen. Front right isn't too bad, but it's the front left that is screaming, and the rear. But of course we managed to hold on. Ricciardo and Vettel haven't had that much pace, to be honest, behind us. Haven't been able to overtake us really, and being Monaco, so we across the line to take victory, our 2nd victory this season for McLaren, and a big lead in terms of the championship. So yes, 1-2 for McLaren there. Vettel getting 3rd. Tsunoda, big points for Dragon there in 4th place. I'm sure you'll pretty much be happy with that. Van Dorn will be disappointed only to get 6th place. Sainz, big points for good points for Ferrari there. Him and Leclerc down in 10th, and although Leclerc will be disappointed not to get anything better than 2nd place, where he was on for. De Vries and Schumacher also get points. First points for Jaguar, and for himself in the season for De Vries. Gasly missed out in the end as Leclerc overtook him off screen. The Red Bull, this was a track they should have been good at, and they weren't. They were just not good. So they need to, maybe it looks like there's something more fundamentally wrong. Then Seta Camara, Alonso I think had a penalty for his crazy driving at the hairpin. Bottas was the last man to finish, with Russell will be heartbroken not to get more points. Hamilton as well, Verline and Ocon as well failed to finish. So yes, it's a big huge lead, and we're out of sight now of Hamilton. 29 points. If the maximum amount of points you can get per race is 28 in this series. Vettel's consistency moves him up to P3 ahead of Verline, who drove into the wall today, P4. Perez is into P5. Ricciardo up to P6. Tsunoda moving, the only other big mover there, moving up into the top 12 with his first points of the season. So yes, it's a big huge lead for McLaren in terms of the Constructors' Championship over Mercedes, who only had 1 car finish. Porsche and Aston Martin are now level on points, so for 2nd place it's quite tight. And then Ferrari are in really a no man's land. They've been consistent, Ferrari, which is they want to see, but obviously with Red Bull bringing their own engine, some big upgrades at the next race, they'll be looking to bring their own upgrades as well. And then Dragon as well, moving up the field as well into 7th place. And Alpine, Ocon only with those 2 points in the opening race at Brazil are the only points they've scored, and they've dropped to last place now with DS Techeetah, and Jaguar both scoring today. So Alpine have got a lot of work to do if they want to not avoid being the wooden spoon in this series. But yes, if you have enjoyed today's video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel for you see plenty more episodes of the F1-E mod. Until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.